Hey everybody, and welcome to the Chair with James. Going to break down the Week 4 matchups in the NFL and preview and predict the Week 5 matchups. Now, there's been some concern about the season going on because, well, there's been coronavirus tests and just too many of them to be out there and uh, on different teams now, and that's really alarming. And I don't know how long we'll have the NFL this year, but hopefully um, get everything straightened out, and they'll be back and playing, um, and all the players. Well, that's what I really mean. The players that are um, has positive tests. Uh, it's funny. Some are. Well, they said like negative positive or something like that, where you don't actually have it, but you tested positive. It's just the way 2020 is, I guess. But Week 4 started off with the Broncos beating the Jets 37-28. There was some controversy in that game with the ending of it, and the Broncos coach taking the uh, team off the field, not shaking hands with the Jets. It's just two ugly people fighting. That's all it is. That's how I saw that game. The Sunday slots, it was the Beltway rivalry, I guess you could say. It was Baltimore defeating Washington 31-17. No doubt this game was in hand for the Ravens. Next game was Chargers at Buccaneers. Now Chargers led the whole way. And then the Bucks came back and won 38-31. That was a very surprising way how that game went. In Miami, the Seahawks visited, and they won ugly again. Like Todd mentions from the grinds with his Seahawks. They win ugly games. They don't ever blow out anyone, and then whoever they face, they never. It's not they don't take them seriously. They just don't blow them out, and it's always a concern. Let's say against the better teams, I guess, but they get the job done, and they for since Russell Wilson and Marshawn, those guys, they've always had a winning record throughout this time. So every day, every game is a different story pretty much. Um, with how they win a game, it's not easy. It's just the Seahawk way, but they get the win no matter what. Minnesota defeated Houston. Both were 0-3. Minnesota gets their first win. Houston fires Bill O'Brien after the game. He was the GM too. There was just a lot of issues going on with the Texans. There was a report that came out, I think it was Wednesday, that J.J. Watt earlier in the season had a rift and a tiff and a stern talking to with Bill O'Brien. Just absolutely lost the locker room, and that was it for him, basically. So there, I'd say it's not a bright future. I know you have Deshaun Watson, but other from that, you don't have a first round pick this year. You gave one to Miami, and the other one you don't have. So I don't know what's gonna happen. The Saints visited Detroit. This one was pretty close. Um, Detroit got out. No. New Orleans got out to an early lead, and then Detroit came back. But then the Saints end up scoring more, 35-29. This one was crazy again. The Cleveland Browns visited the Dallas Cowboys. Cleveland was up big, allowed Dallas to come back, but in the end, Cleveland won 49-38. High scoring affair. Mayfield did well. Odell Beckham Jr. had the best game of his Browns career. No matter how long it takes, no matter how long it is. The negative, I think, about the game for the Browns was Nick Chubb getting injured. That's a huge injury. He's on the IR. I do not know how many weeks he'll be off. Maybe 3 to 6, or it could be 8, depending on the healing process. But it's a big loss going forward. Uh, mainly for my fantasy, but yeah, for for uh, for the Browns, of course. Uh, Jacksonville went to Cincinnati. This was looked at to being a high scoring affair, and it kind of was. You have Minshew for Jacksonville and Burrow. I predicted Burrow was going to get his first win, and they did. Bengals won 33-25. All in all, just a crazy uh, week for the Jaguars. And then for the Bengals, getting off from that tie from Philadelphia, where you say, man, we could have won that game and didn't. But hey, you finally got one. Burrow got the win. There were fans there to join the party. Arizona went to Charlotte to face the Panthers. Now, this one, I didn't know how it was gonna go. Hopkins was ready, but it seemed like he wasn't a problem. But the defense was for Arizona. Kyler Murray had a bad game. Finally had a bad one after 3 good ones. Yeah, Carolina, I'm just shocked. They scored more points. Teddy Bridgewater looked pretty well. And they won 31-21. It's amazing. And this one, too, in LA, the first of the afternoon games. The New York Giants, who were winless and still are, went to LA to face the Rams. And the Rams ended up winning 17-9. Ugly offensive game. You knew that coming from the Giants, but not from the Rams. No way. They did finally score a touchdown late. And that wasn't really the story of the game. It was Golden Tate and Jalen Ramsey having beef and a fight at midfield after the game. There's a little history there with Jalen Ramsey and Golden Tate's sister. And that not a good look for both teams, meeting up like that and having to break them up. And yeah, just not a good look. In Las Vegas, the Raiders hosted Buffalo. And Buffalo held on to get the win 30-23. Of course, I'm real disappointed in that. Buffalo played a good enough defense to get the job done. The Raiders, Derek Carr fumbled twice. He got the ball stripped, I guess you could say, but just not really looking good now for the Raiders as they have injuries galore. Their defense is really bad. Malik Collins just tested positive for the virus. It's amazing how you can go from 2-0 to 2-2, and the Bills are looking pretty good at 4-0. Also in the afternoon, this game got moved up because of the Patriots and Chiefs having to delay their game until Monday. It was the Colts and the Bears, and the Colts just couldn't. Colts defense was just amazing against Nick Foles getting his first start against the Colts for the Bears. He didn't fare well. The defense didn't fare well. Phillip Rivers gets another win for the Colts. They win 19-11. Colts look pretty good defensively. They're the best team by the numbers. Something to look out for. At Santa Clara for Sunday Night Football, it was Philadelphia and San Francisco. Really ugly game. Not tailor-made for Sunday night, but we saw Jalen Hurts not start, but he was out there for these gadget plays, and he was out there just as a running back, pretty much. I guess he's not ready if Wentz is hurt, but Philly somehow got the win 25-20. There's another quarterback controversy out in the Bay with San Francisco. Nick Mullins started. He did horrible, so they brought in the third-string quarterback. I'm blanking on his name right now. But they need Jimmy G so bad right now back. And they also have 2 running backs that are on the IR. That's really hurting them as well. So Philly gets their first win, and at 1, 2, and 1, they're in first place. for the NFC East. So that's still up for grabs unless you're the Giants. So it turned out, because Cam Newton tested positive for the virus, that we had a Monday Night Football doubleheader, and it was New England at Kansas City. Kansas City ended up winning 26-10. It wasn't one of those great Kansas City offensive games, but it was just enough to get the job done. New England had Jarrett Stidham starting, and then the backup came in. Brian Hoyer started, and then Jarrett Stidham came in. They really need Cam back as the Patriots lost. And then the official Monday night game was Atlanta going up against Green Bay. And it went how you thought it would. You wouldn't think with a defense like Green Bay would give up a lot of points to the Falcons. Ended up being 30-16 Packers as they are on a roll. By the way, I think it's 4 straight years now the Kansas City Chiefs have started 4-0 in their seasons. 4th time in a row. And that's never been done. So, tomorrow, Thursday night, football. Tampa Bay is at Chicago. Tampa Bay, both teams are 3-1, of course. I'll tell you what. This game might have overtime written on it, and whatever kicker makes a field goal wins it. I'll go with Tampa, just thinking, hey, maybe they have enough weapons. They are short some running backs. That would be alarming. But the Bears' offense is just struggling right now. I know they're without a running back, but that would be tough. But I'll go with the Buccaneers. The Sunday morning action, at least out here on the West Coast. The LA Rams go to Washington. I'm not sure about the status. It's only Wednesday, of course, or Thursday of Chase Young. Now, Washington defense, well, they're okay, but they're not good. They're not good enough to stop. They're not good enough to stop the Ravens. They're not good enough to stop the Rams. So give me the Rams easy on that. Buffalo goes to Tennessee in what might be the best game of the week. I think it will be with Buffalo and Tennessee. Both running backs are going to have fun. Both quarterbacks should be good. Tennessee is down a lot of receivers. So I'll go with Buffalo. I think their defense is better, of course, than Tennessee's. Tennessee's defense is just not good this year. And they have a lot of talent around them. I don't know how much Casey is a loss, their defensive tackle who was there for a while, but it seems like it's a big loss for the Tennessee Titans. So I'll go with Buffalo easy there. The Battle of Pennsylvania. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Give me the Steelers easy. They look so well. Philadelphia getting the first win. Maybe it was a fluke. Sorry to say. So I'll get Pittsburgh. I think their defense wins that game for them. I think they pressure Carson Wentz into bad situations and bad decisions. Arizona goes to the Jets. Now, this is a game Kyler Murray has to go off on to say, hey, I'm okay. I don't care if it's against the Jets. I'm pretty good. I can do this. Hopkins will hopefully have a great day, whatever you want to call it. Kenyon Drake looking to get right. For the Jets, it's been a struggle. 0-4. Sam Darnold has good glimpses, but then horrible games. And I can see that continuing, even against the Cardinal defense that gave up 31 to Carolina. I'll still get the Cardinals in that game. The Raiders go to the 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs. That will probably be a real easy game. Give me the Chiefs by at least 13 points. I know short week, I guess, for the Chiefs, but still. I don't think it's a question that they'll win. Jacksonville at Houston. Now, the only way Houston can show, a little bit of continuity if they play hard and they win against Jacksonville at home. I'm not even sure if that will be the case because it seems like on both sides of the ball they're just struggling so bad. But maybe without that voice around Bill O'Brien, maybe they'll be fresh, they'll be loose, they'll listen to Romeo Crennel. Maybe they'll get their first win. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville though, but I don't know. Joe Burrow has a tremendous test going to Baltimore to face the Ravens. I mean, you're facing a pretty good Ravens defense. Joe Burrow, I know he's been spreading it out, throwing the ball well. Joe Mixon's having a great year. The only hope that they can keep it close. But I'll get Baltimore in that. Carolina goes to the Falcons. Give me Carolina. I think they're on a roll. The Falcons are just, they're one step forward, 8 steps back, giving up bad losses to teams and just losing in new ways and in ways that you just can't even explain. How they let it happen is just ridiculous. So give me Carolina. Even without McCaffrey, Teddy Bridgewater has shown with Robbie Anderson, with Samuel, with the backup running backs, with the tight ends, that, hey, they can do pretty well. So give me Carolina in that. The Miami Dolphins go to Santa Clara to face the San Francisco 49ers. We'll see if Jimmy G is able to play. I know they'll be banking on their backup running backs to do well for the Niners. Fitzpatrick is hoping to have a good day against the injured San Francisco defense. It's going to be up to backup running backs for the Niners to do something. Deebo Samuel will be back and George Kittle's back. So I'll get the Niners in that. The Giants go to the Cowboys, and this just doesn't appeal to me like it used to, with these two. I know the Cowboys are right there, but Giants are Giants. It's not going to happen. I'll get the Cowboys, but of course it won't be pretty. It won't be easy. I'll get the Cowboys in probably a low-scoring affair. You got to give the ball to Elliott. You got to let him cook. Come on. The Colts go to Cleveland. Now, this will be the best game of the afternoon slot or prime time slot if you're out in the East Coast. Indy, looking good, 3-1. The Browns looking great at 3-1. The first time they've been 3-1 since 2001, I think. So, this game is going to come down to defenses. We know about the Colts defense doing well. But we know about the Colts offense, or the Browns offense doing great as well. But they're without Nick Chubb. So they're going to be airing it out. Kareem Hunt is going to have to be doing an awesome job. But I don't know if that'll be enough. I'm going to take the Colts for now. Kareem Hunt's going to have a big game for the Browns in order for them to win. Now, this game used to really mean something. I mean, really mean something. Denver at New England. I don't know if Cam Newton is playing, but Brian Rippon will start for the Denver Broncos as Locke is still hurt and the backup is bad. I'll still go with New England. I think they'll win a field goal affair. Stephen Gilmore testing positive too for the virus. That hurts the Patriots even more. That's why I put it to real low scoring affair. I see it just like 12-6 or something like that. The Sunday night game, man, these two always seem to play each other on a prime time network game. The Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to take Seattle for sure. Again, it won't be nothing easy. But if they could pressure Kirk Cousins into bad decisions, stop Jefferson and Thielen, and Cook, That'll be the chore for the Seattle defense. Right now, though, the Minnesota defense is just awful. I mean, you could do anything to them. So give me Russell Wilson to keep cooking, and for Metcalf to have a big day, and Carson or Homer, whoever's running the ball for the Seahawks, to look pretty well. This should be maybe a high scoring affair for this game, but I think the Seahawks will still take it. For Monday Night Football, it's the Chargers at the Saints. Now, this one, it's a tale of, you think Justin Herbert had to face greatness last week. Well, he's facing greatness again with Drew Brees and the Saints. As the age difference again is pretty big between Herbert and the opponent quarterback with Drew Brees. Man, without Eckler for the Chargers and without Mike Williams, I see the Saints winning, but it won't be an easy game, and it won't be a pretty game at all either. So give me the Saints by at least 10. Yeah, I'll take the Saints by 10. And that's been my picks. I do this every week on the chair here, on YouTube and on Facebook, wherever you can find me. It's a weekly thing, and I love to do it. I love to talk about it. I got friends who talk about the games, and let's see your picks. Share with me, comment with me your picks. I want to see what you think, because, I don't know how long we'll have football this year. If it's postponed or not, we'll see what happens, but might as well enjoy it while we have it, for as long as we have it. So, for everybody out there, stay safe, wear a mask, take care, don't do anything stupid. Later.